he launched a $1 billion business from the basement of his home. Ladies and gentlemen, please bring to the stage Emmy Award winning Shark Tank, Robert Herjavec. Hey, give it up one more time for him.
Wow. What an amazing event. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Grant. What a great audience.
Yeah, well, thank you for being here. And
I'm so inspired, I gotta tell you, man.
Right?
Like, I come out here and I'm like, wow!
Yeah, that's right.
But man, isn't that what life is about? Thank you. Getting in that flow of energy and doing a little bit better every day.
Yeah. Yeah, so talk to me about that. How important is it for you? You know, by the way, you look so good, man. You're as handsome, like in person, as you are on TV. Damon can't do that. Like,
I was a little offended. I was doing the virtual thing, and you know, Jared asked the question, "Who's the most handsome shark?" And I was so offended.
Dude, don't even ask.
Why would we even ask that?
That's stupid. I mean, ridiculous. Certainly not Cuban.
No, I'm just joking. Yeah. You know, like Barbara always says, she's the best looking shark, but she's had 3 facelifts. So yeah. That's okay.
God damn, it's early for that.
Yeah. Damon's only had 2.
Yeah. And a tummy tuck.
Well, 4.
Okay, so look, I knew the first time I spent any time with you, I said, oh, I'm gonna have a blast with this guy, I'm gonna become friends with him. And that's one of the beautiful things about bringing, you know, people together is you get to start creating a sense of family beyond, you know, your limited family. So what is this thing, like you mentioned early on, success, getting a little better every day. What does that mean to you, and why is it important?
You know, we were talking backstage, and it never seems extraordinary until you look back. And when you look back, you realize it's not one thing. Like, people come to me and they say, oh my gosh, it must be great to be you. It must be great to be successful. As though there's this magic door you walk through,
right.
And every day is puppy dogs, unicorns, and sunshine. What people don't see is the little dots that connect over 10 years to create greatness. People always overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can achieve in 10. You can change your life forever in 10 years.
So you came to this country. Your family came here from Croatia, right?
It was Yugoslavia at the time.
Okay. So Yugoslavia is now Croatia?
Yes.
So they had to change the name and make it a cool place?
No,
That's marketing, right?
Yeah. What happened was, it's an incredibly melodramatic story that doesn't seem real to me. I always say to my wife, she didn't marry an immigrant. She married a guy literally right off the boat.
Wow.
Because my dad so Yugoslavia was a communist country. It was really part of Russia. Long story. And my dad was this young guy who was the youngest of 15, Grant. And
15 kids.
15 kids. He was the youngest. And my grandfather, his dad, died while my dad was in the womb.
Wow.
So, like, super tough guy. You never complained to my dad. And
no bad ankles.
No bad ankles. And every one of his brothers and sisters was in the Communist Party. One was the chief of police. So to get ahead in a communist country, you had to get something called the red card. Man, you had to join the Communist Party. And my dad refused. And the reason he refused is he felt, if I work hard and want to do better for my family, I should be able to. If you don't want to work hard, that's okay, but if I do, I should get ahead. And a communist, in a communist country, what happens is if you make more money than the guy next to you, guess what the factory does? It takes your money away. Everybody makes the same amount of money. So my dad would go to bars and say bad things about communism, and they threw him in jail. And so my dad was in jail 22 times. And the last time he went to
22
jail,
times?
22 times.
So how long is he in jail for? Like,
They put him in, the longest at one time he was 6 months. And the last time he got put in jail, they said, if you come back, you will never come back. They have places they sent you. So literally, my dad in the middle of the night escaped from jail. It sounds really dramatic. I mean, it's a little village. You literally like push the door open.
yeah.
But, I escaped. I'm like, you push the door open. But he grabbed my mom and I. We had one suitcase, and we crossed the border to Italy, had enough money to get a ticket on a boat called the Cristoforo Colombo, and ended up here.
Well, how'd you end up here? I mean, the boat just that
We
happened to be going
landed
to America?
We landed originally in Halifax.
Okay.
Because
Nova Scotia, for you guys that don't know Canada.
That's in Canada.
Northeast.
There's Canadians here?
Oh, my God.
All right. You are magic, because Canadians never do that.
Oh, yeah.
Normally, I'm
No.
like, is there
They're
anybody-
probably not even vaccinated.
Normally, I'm like, is there anybody here from Canada? And you hear like, and I say, is anybody here from Texas? And, all right, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Singapore. Took them a second. They're in that time delay.
Right. So yeah, my dad wanted to come to America because, in America, the streets are paved with gold, my friend. And in a communist country,
What year is this? What year are we talking about? So bring me back into it.
late 60s, 1970.
Okay. Vietnam, we're getting ready to go into Vietnam, or we're already in it.
It's what you said earlier, we live here,
Yeah.
we sometimes don't see the opportunity.
Yeah.
What you got to realize is there are parts of this world where this is the friggin' dream. This is where the opportunity is. And that's what it was for my dad. So he went to the window, customs window, to go into America, and the guy said, "What's your name?" And my dad said, "Vladimir Herjavec." The guy was like, "I don't understand anything you're saying. Do you have any education?" My dad said, "No." "Do you have any work experience?" The guy said, "No." And the guy looked at my dad and said, "We're not going to take you, but if you go down the hall, I hear the Canadians will take anybody." True story. And that's how we ended up in Canada. And thank God, because the next window was Australia. That would have been really far. And so that's where we came here. And then over
You're
time,
how old at the time?
I was 8 years old at the
Okay.
time. And so you think, people say, oh my gosh, it must have been so hard. But I'm 8 years old.
You don't know.
It was my first time on a boat. It was my first time outside the country. It was super exciting.
Yeah.
I'm an only child. For my dad, he was 37, didn't speak the language, had no money, didn't know anybody in North America. It was terrifying.
Are your parents still alive today?
No, my parents passed very young, like 61.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have either one of mine either. It's one of my regrets. So you've been on Shark Tank 13, 14 years.
15 years.
15. Do they pay you?
They,
Do you get rich on that show? That's what I want to know.
no, they do pay us. And what's funny is I did the show.
Does everybody get paid the same amount?
Everybody gets paid the same amount.
Okay. See, I ask questions that
They all
other
get
people
paid
don't
the
ask.
same amount. It's going to make me sound incredibly all up myself. I didn't realize we were getting paid for the first 2 years. So we get paid a lot for a reality TV star, but here's the difference. Reality TV people don't get residuals.
And you do.
We don't. We just
that-
get paid to do the show. But
Got it. But why do you say you're reality TV? I don't.
Because that's how they classify us.
That's produced TV, though.
Yeah, we're not.
So it's
produced
fake
at all.
news.
Yeah, it's not. But that's for the Emmys. That's
Yeah.
the category.
Got it.
Yeah.
How many Emmys have y'all won?
4.
Is that pretty cool?
It's very cool. Yeah.
I told my wife one night, I said, baby, Robert Herjavec, he's got like 2 or 3 Emmys. I said, I want to win a Grammy myself. She's like, that's not a Grammy. That's it. I didn't even know the difference.
First time we got nominated for an Immigrant, we were so excited. All 5 of us went to the show. We all got done up. We did the red carpet. We're like, we're going to win an Emmy. And then we lost to that what's that?
Oh, yeah, the fishery.
The fishing show where they go in the Arctic.
That's real reality.
Yeah, and the guy sitting in front of us is like, yeah, Bob couldn't be here because he died on the boat. And we're like, whoa. So we lost, and then we got nominated again. We lost again, and we never went. Third time, we won. None of us were there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So look, back to your dad. Like your dad, did he ever get to see Shark Tank?
My dad never got to see Shark Tank because they passed. And my mom got to see me at the beginning of the Canadian version called Dragon's Den. But I don't regret them not seeing me on Shark Tank. You know, people say, what's one of your greatest regrets in life? So when I started doing Shark Tank and Dragon's Den, they put all of us into a room and they asked all of us the same question to see what we would say, what we're like on camera. And the question was, why do you want to be famous? Just out of the blue. Like they say, oh, how's the weather? Tell me about your business. And then, why do you want to be famous? To catch you off guard. Without skipping a beat, I said, so I can get on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, my God.
And
now,
this
is how many years before you end up on?
Oh, this was like a year and a half before I ever did any TV.
Okay.
And so many years later, I ended up on Dancing with the Stars. And so my regret was...
Can you show us a move right now?
I can't.
No?
Yeah.
I can't, for sure.
Yeah. When, so you got to picture this. European household. My mom and dad barely spoke English. My mom was this little woman working in, a receptionist, super nice lady. Her favorite show, Dancing with the Stars.
Wow.
Like, if I would call home on a Monday, she would say, why you call?
What? Why you call?
You know show on. I can't talk. So many years later, my mom ended up getting ovarian cancer. And she got very ill. She went in the hospital. She was there for a year. And every Monday, I would go there, and I'd take my mom and all the other ladies, and we'd watch Dancing with the Stars. And one day, and this is years before I was on TV, one day, my mom looks at me, and she used to call me Robbie. And she looks at me and she goes, Robbie, you so beautiful. Why you not on show? And I said to her, Mom, if they ever ask me, I will do it for you.
Wow.
And
wow, what a story, man.
Never been on TV.
Yeah.
No idea how to get on TV. And many years later, I end up on Dancing with the Stars and meet my amazing wife. Isn't life friggin' incredible?
Yeah.
But it goes back to connecting the dots. Constant forward momentum. Who would have thought saying that to my mom, getting on Dragon, and then 20 years later?
And none of that would have happened if it was not for your real life success. Is that fair to say?
Oh, absolutely.
So tell us about that. What do we not know about you in the real world?
I think many people know me from the show, obviously, but I'm a tech guy. So I started out in computer security when I was 21 years old. I was actually the youngest producer ever for an Olympic event. At 19 years old, I produced the Winter Olympics for Canada.
Wow.
Super impressive, right? Like, imagine I'm 20, I'm going to a bar trying to meet girls, and I'm like, I'm a producer.
Did that work? I didn't need those kind of lines.
No. I'm not showing you the big, thick glasses and the funny clothes either. But I couldn't get a job. I couldn't get a job at the time. And my roommate had a doctorate in computer science. And he applied for a computer job, didn't get it, and I talked my way into it, and I ended up getting it. So I've been doing computer security since I was 21, built a company, sold it to Nokia, built another company, sold it to AT&T, and then the current company I started 12 years ago. and with 2 guys. And today we're about 1,000 people. We do multiple billions, and we're on our road to going public.
Multiple billions and revenue, gross revenue, annual revenue.
And value.
So what do you think it goes public for?
As much as I can.
Yeah. Should we invest in it?
Well,
am I going to get a shot to get a little piece?
Friends and family.
Okay, I love that. We had Kathy Wood here yesterday.
Yeah, I just learned.
Yeah, and she was fantastic, and she was just talking about her willingness to take risk in the future. So like when you look at cyber, because I don't really understand what it even means, where does it go in the next 10 years or 20 years in people, the internet, making sure your content's safe and secure?
So a couple points on that. First one is, you can't be successful in life unless you're investing in yourself. Full stop. But to achieve great success, you also have to be in the right vehicle. So I've met people that are personally successful, but they're in the wrong field, or they're in the wrong job, or in the wrong company, or they're not in a place that's growing. So on a macro level, this is a great time to be alive because we're going through incredible change. Everything's moving online, e-commerce, and as everything moves online, everybody needs security. So from our perspective, the macro conditions for our industry are fantastic.
So what are you selling to somebody? Like if I buy something from your company?
We're selling a service.
Yeah,
so think of
what
us
are you doing
like,
for me?
we are like the ADT. We are the monitoring company that manage your business. We only sell to big businesses.
Okay.
And we're watching these businesses.
What's a big business you're selling to?
MGM Resorts.
Okay.
They're one of our biggest customers. And we're constantly watching their network to make sure they're not being hacked. That's it in a nutshell.
Yeah, so like I'm too small to buy your services. Is that what you're saying to me? I thought you Canadians were like
you're
polite
a consumer.
people.
We don't do consumer. So, that's another key that I learned very early on is people want to sell to everybody.
Yeah.
Before I teach you to sell, tell me who you want to sell to. Because my pitch would be different to you than it would be to a large enterprise.
Right. Now this right vehicle thing, because I was in the wrong vehicle for the first 20 years of my career, from 30 till 50, probably.
What were you doing?
I was doing consulting. So I was going around. I've been all over Canada. I bet you I've been in more cities in Canada than you have.
I'm sure you have.
I mean, Regina, Saskatoon, Nova Scotia, Halifax, Winnipeg, Toronto, every
Winnipeg?
Victoria, Winnipeg in January.
Oh, man. It's cold.
And I would go up there every Thanksgiving because in America, everything's shut down. So I'd go there and hustle money because the Canadians didn't celebrate Thanksgiving, so I could get paid there.
Well, they do at a different time.
Well, then I'd be in America.
Yeah. Different in America,
See. So
why?
I didn't have your good looks, okay?
But you got out of consulting.
So I was consulting. I was cold calling on automobile dealers and retailers. Very difficult pitch.
Wow.
And I was making money, but I was in the wrong vehicle. So how does somebody determine?
It's so funny you say that.
Yeah. This guy is he's got such an endearing way to pull people in. I want to go sit with him right now.
Interesting fact. All the sharks, 4 of us, had the same job early on.
Wow. Cold calling?
And so in between pitches, we hang out a lot. It's a long day.
Yeah.
So we get talking about life and stuff. And that's one of the great privileges of being on the show is you get to hang out with people who've been there, done it, and so on. Cold calling for collections.
Oh, wow.
Credit collectors.
Wow.
Super hard, crappy job.
Wow.
And what you learn, it's so funny you say that, is I used to want to make a lot of salary. Because my vision of success
was income.
Yeah. Like my entire life's dream was to make $1,000 for my age, buy a house and a Corvette.
Right.
Like that was it. Like if I did that, I'm the guy. When I started my first company, my mom said to me, don't worry, you get job one day.
I love the accent, huh?
But yeah, and you learn salary is capped at the role you do. Being an entrepreneur, and I don't just mean starting a company, I mean being an individual entrepreneur is capped by your ability to add value. People pay for value, they only pay a certain amount for a salary.
Right. Now, so when you did collections, okay, this is great. Man, I should hire you just for collections. So have you ever done a backgammon collection?
A what?
A backgammon collection, like from a...
Oh,
see, because my guy Brandon that you met this morning...
He didn't pay his bills?
2.7.
Woo! Yeah.
So if you can help me with it might take all 4 sharks.
I was great at collections.
Yeah, you were? So what?
I set the
pitch. I owe money.
I set the Canadian record for collecting the greatest amount of money at the time in a single month. And here's why. This is a great story. I go into collections. You got to keep in mind, like
You're on the phone, you're making
I'm on the phone, and I'm a super shy guy. Like in my 20s, I couldn't have done this.
Yeah.
Like I was afraid of my own shadow. Like, so I get in this room, there's like 50 other people, pay your bills! And I'm like, whoa. Because that wasn't me. And I realized, I got to do something different. Because if you follow...
You're getting paid a percentage of the collections, or?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
You don't get very much salary.
Yeah.
I had no experience.
Yeah.
And so what I did is, instead of yelling at people, I tried to find a way to help them. I made them believe I was there to help them, not hurt them. And so what that did is just open. So if somebody owed...
Maybe call Brandon right now. Brandon. Say Brandon.
If somebody owed $300, I'd find a way to collect something. Like,
to get
send me $20.
Yeah.
And it worked. And we did great at it.
And so how important is it, like, when you've been around money, you're trying to collect it from them, or you were looking at the income, when somebody's picking, on a serious note, when somebody's picking or looking for a space, how important, Robert, is money to this audience that might be thinking about going out and doing something new this year?
What kind of space?
That's what I'm saying. How important is the money? Where do you rate the money when you're looking at the vehicle that you might select?
Well, I think it depends where you are in life. Meaning, your ability to invest is determined by the level of capital you have at that point. And that's not a finality. It doesn't mean you can't get there, but wishing something doesn't make it so.
Right.
So what I learned early on was, I remember I was like working at a job and I wanted to buy a house. And I figured out how much I needed for a down payment. And I was like, crap, I'm gonna be like 30 before I can afford a house. Capital is the hardest thing to accumulate. And anything you can do to start building capital, because here's the beauty of capital, it grows. It builds on itself. So anything that you can do to get a regular income stream that you can build into capital is gold one day.
And then what do you do with that capital? Like, how do you invest your money? What do you love to invest in?
Somebody just asked me that. Number one thing I always invest in is myself. I know that sounds facetious, but...
these guys, they're with you on that.
And, you know, congratulations to everybody in this room for making the effort to be here.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, for every person that's here, you had somebody that told you not to come. I guarantee you somebody said to you, oh, it's this, it's that. But you know what? They didn't make the friggin' effort to get up and show up. You cannot win if you don't show up.
You should be like a motivational speaker.
No, but it's true.
Right?
You know, I told you that story. This is a true story. I'm 22. I'm not making any money. I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know what the answers are. And I see a seminar on how to improve your life. And I'm like, sign me up. And I go to 4 of my buddies. I'm like, guys, we are doing nothing with our lives. We should go to this. And all 5 of us are like, yeah. The seminar was $300. Out of the 5 of us, guess who the only one who paid the money and actually showed up was? Me. to this day, you gotta show up, you gotta make that investment. And as I get bigger, it's not just showing up for this, it's showing up for your family, and it's showing up for yourself. I work out every day. Yes, I'm vain and arrogant, but I need the energy because has anybody in this room ever had a bad day? Right? Like, we all have bad days. You have bad days. I have bad days. Success is not doing great things when the sun is shining and everybody loves you and it's easy. Success is doing it on the days where you feel like crap and you don't want to friggin' do it and you can't do it. Where failure is just like seeping out of your body. Like, you got to get up, man, and you got to go on those days.
So how do you find that? Like, how do you find that thing when you're getting beat up, problems at home, problems with the kids, economy sucks, things aren't going? How do you find that in you, Robert?
So
is it just there now because of discipline?
No, man, it's never there.
Yeah.
You never get to a point where it's easy. You get to a point where it's easier, but guess what happens? Your goals become harder. So the game becomes more complex. The bigger you get, the bigger the bullseye on your back. So you got to keep going. So for me, what I learned about myself is I tend to feel sorry for myself, and I got to shake myself out of it. So for me, it's working out. And I just learned a long time ago that
working out, you're a runner. I know
I'm a runner. Yeah. If you're hard on yourself, life becomes easy. There are days where I run and it's no big deal, but there are days where running that distance will be the greatest thing I've done that day. But it's a friggin' win. And there are days, man, where I need a win. Yeah. Because the rest of my day is all about losses. So build on those wins. Little things every day.
So, yeah, that's right. How do you, once you get so successful, how do you still value the little victories in life and then the big ones? Are you still looking for a big score? I mean, it sounds like you got pretty excited when you talked about the IPO and going public. And
I mean,
how much would that change your life, like a score like that?
Not at all.
No, not at all?
But
you'd go do something different.
No? So I did a deal 2 years ago. For the first time, I did an equity deal. I sold a piece of my company for $480 million. It's a lot of money, right?
Yeah, a lot of money, huh?
So it was with an equity firm called Apex. They're the 10th largest equity firm in the world. So we were in Trinidad and Tobago. It was during COVID. It was the only country we could go to. So the two founders of the company, the two principals, took me out for dinner. And they said to me, we're going to give you all this money. How do we know you're going to show up for work tomorrow? And I was like, oh, I'm friggin' going to show up. And I did. We did the deal. Next day I was in the office at 4:30 again. I don't think great money or great wealth changes who you are. It simply amplifies who you are. So if you're a bad human being and you beat your dog and you're not a nice person, guess what you're going to be like with a lot of money?
You're going to beat a lot of dogs.
And I love dogs, man.
Yeah, I love dogs too.
And if you love what you do and you want to add value and you want to do great things in life and you get great wealth, guess what you want to do? You want to add more value and you want to do more great things.
You guys got to work on that energy thing. This guy's got a lot of energy. How old are you? What age are you?
60.
Man, I hope I look as good as you when I'm your age.
Well,
you're one good-looking dude, bro.
I think you look amazing.
I mean, if I was
75.
This motherfucker. So Shark Tank, you're like famous everywhere. Everywhere. You go, right?
All over the world, by the way.
Yeah.
Show runs in 56 countries.
That's insane, man.
Yeah.
Now, who's your wildest audience?
Kids.
Kids. What age? Sabrina, Scarlett?
8 to 15.
They love you right there.
Is that your daughter?
Right there, yeah.
Hi. How old is she?
13 and 11.
Going on 24.
She was going to do the interview this morning because I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it out here.
Wow. I think she could
I'll
have
do
done
the whole
it.
interview.
She could have done it.
Come here, Sabrina. What question would you ask Mr. Herjavec?
Wow.
You got it. You get one interview. You get one interview
Wow,
question.
such a pleasure to meet you.
You get one interview question with him. What is it?
Okay, what's your favorite part about shooting TV, and does it ever get exhausting?
Well, pretty good.
That is such a better question than any of the questions your dad asked.
That's just expected.
Yeah, here's why that's such a great question. You actually made me think about it. It is physically and mentally exhausting because I don't sleep enough, I work too hard, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, I know. But
You sound like a Canadian
when those
right now.
doors open and somebody comes out, it is the most important moment for them.
Right.
And they have the ability to change their life. And that is so inspiring to all of us. So it doesn't matter how tired you are, you rise to that occasion.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Good job.
Thank
Good job,
you.
Sabrina. She literally, just so you guys know, she literally almost did this interview this morning because I busted my ankle up last night. And I literally could not walk last night. So I'm like, Elena's like, she could do it. You're good, man.
I felt you needed a hug.
Yeah, I did. I need a tug is what I need. So the kids, why do you think kids, I mean, these kids, they've been watching you 13, 11 years old. That's how long the show's been on, 14 years.
We never saw that happening, Grant. Like when we did the show, we thought the audience would be men between 28 to 35.
Yeah.
Nobody saw. We are the #1 show on television by far for family viewing. Like it's us and then like way down here. And I think it's because nobody really knows, but I think it's because you look at the 5 of us. We have no natural God-given talent. Mm-hmm. None of us can play sports. We think we can.
Yeah.
None of us have any artistic ability, but we all created the life that we wanted. And I think we're the only show on television where you can watch, and if you can't play football or you can't sing, and you see us and you say, man, I can build a business. I can create a business.
And I think
kids want to do that.
And I think TV, the corporate TV media is missing how big this entrepreneurial space actually is.
Huge.
And as we go into more difficult times, a recession, unemployment numbers go up, do you think this this vehicle and on the online possibility, do you think this becomes bigger?
This becomes everything. Like I think we've learned anything in America is if you're not going to take control of your own destiny, you're going to get left behind. And I hate to say it, and I don't mean to.
Go ahead, say it, man. Put it out there, buddy. I'm supporting you.
You got to take control of your life.
Yeah.
Like, you got to go. No one is going to help you unless you help yourself. You know, and it's in the Bible.
Yeah.
God only helps those who help themselves.
Say it again.
God only helps those who help themselves, my friend.
So let's say you're on the come up. Robert's on the come up. You just got to the country. You don't have anything. You want to help other people, but you haven't done anything. I think your dad gave you some advice about this. What do you take care of you right now? Do you get money right now? What do you do?
First thing always, you got to take care of you.
Yeah.
Right? When you're on an airplane and the stewardess comes along and the flight attendant.
Don't say stewardess.
Sorry, the flight attendant and the air mask. What do they call those?
I don't know.
What? The mask.
We don't use them on my plane.
The mask comes down. What does she say?
Who's
the first person you give it to?
Yourself.
If you're not good for you, you're not good for anybody. You're not good for your wife. You're not good for your significant other. You're not good for your kids. You got to take care of yourself. That's your responsibility in life first. Then you get to take care of the others, people in your life, the people that you love.
Worst deal you ever did on Shark Tank? You're like, that was the dumbest thing I ever did.
Gosh, there's so many. I don't think
do you know it in the moment, or do you know it when you do your due diligence later on?
Due diligence. Because in the moment, what people don't realize, I mean, you guys had Damon here, but our show is very real. Like, we know nothing about them. When the doors open, the first question is always, hey, what's your name? We don't know their name. We know nothing about their business. The average pitch could be over an hour. When it gets edited, it's 8 minutes that you watch at home. So we don't know. I mean, you could tell me you have $1 million in sales. I did a deal once, a cord buddy, still friends with the guy, Travis. Travis, good old boy from LA, Grant, Laura, Alabama, baby. That's what he talked like. So he comes on the show, he's got this great product, he's exciting, I'm into it. He's got $1 million in sales. I'm like, I'm in. My team gets his financials, it's a shoebox with receipts. Not making it up. We go through it and they're like, Robert, I think he's got like 50 grand in sales, but we don't know. So I call him up and I say, Travis, 50,000, you said you had $1 million. What's going on? He says, oh, hell, Robert. What I meant to say was, when I get your money, we're gonna do $1 million in sales.
Oh my gosh.
Here's the crazy thing. I still did the deal. I just loved him so much and it worked out okay. We ended up getting him from like 50,000 to 5 million in sales.
How does somebody, So, guys, I can't see the timer, Jared. I can't see it, so I don't know where Robert's at, and I know he's got a schedule this morning, so let me know, guys, where we're at.
Are you trying to get rid of me? Right?
No, dude, I love you. I'd spend all morning with you. I just can't.
Is it time
I don't
for
know
me to
where.
go?
You guys, the production team, come on, guys. Everlast, whatever it takes.
12 minutes remaining. 12 minutes.
So,
Wow. It was like the voice of God.
yeah. So, you got a company doing 50 grand. You want to take them to 5 million. First of all, is it even possible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
To grow that much, that's 100x.
Here's a great saying. Somebody just said this to me yesterday. I wrote it down. I'm going to use it on Shark Tank next year. One of my people said to me, because we have these problems in engineering and we're doing too many things, and she said, you can do anything, but you can't be great at everything.
Yes, yes.
And I was like, oh, that's smart.
She got that from me.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. You can grow any company from any size to a certain size.
And did you, I'm going to bring this back together, but did you underestimate how much you could do? Like when you look back at yourself as a kid and you see yourself now, did you underestimate how far you could go?
100%.
Do you think most people underestimate?
100%.
Okay.
The reason I'm not more successful is I didn't dream big enough.
100.
Because
100%.
my biggest problem in life was I could only achieve the things I felt I could touch.
Yes, yes.
If I couldn't touch it, I couldn't imagine it.
Right.
Today, I believe you can do anything in the world. There's no, like, can I build a $20 billion company? Yeah. Could I build a $50 billion company? Absolutely. There is nothing stopping me.
Man, you get me excited now.
No, but you know, when I was 21.
And is it the same work?
Yes. That's the
50
crazy.
billion or 50 million or 5 million?
It's the same work personally.
Yeah.
The biggest difference is scale and leverage. People that do big things learn how to scale their time, people, and teams. You can't build $1 billion company on your own, but you can build a team to help you get there.
So do you think everybody here should be thinking about scaling? Should that be a critical thing they should be thinking with?
Yes, absolutely. I think everybody in this room who wants to get ahead, it's stages, right? First you got to work on yourself, and then you got to work on a team, and then you got to be in the right industry, then you got to get the right, it's not going to happen overnight, but you got to build on it.
So rate these things for me, okay? Like marketing, how important is marketing? And let's say we're going to take a business from 50 grand to $5 billion. How important is marketing in that process?
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10.
Okay. Like I had Dana White here yesterday.
Right.
And Dana was just like, man, marketing is everything. The social media is everything. Like,
But it's funny, people confuse marketing. What I mean by marketing is, I mean it all encompassing. Marketing starts with you. So when I was trying to sell what I do, I was selling to big companies. I walked in looking like a bum, honestly. Like I didn't know how to dress. Nobody had ever taught me. My dad worked in a factory. I didn't know how to wear a tie. Like I didn't know any of that. One of my customers said to me, Robert, you seem like a nice kid, but you look like a bum. I had to go out and buy a suit. I didn't have enough money to buy a nice suit. So I went into a store and I got a part-time job because I found out you get a discount, 75% discount to buy a suit. But part of marketing is how you present yourself, depending on the industry you're in. It's how you dress. It's how you carry yourself. Do you slouch? My wife on Dancing with the Stars said to me when we were dancing, I'm like, oh my God, I can't dance. What do I do? She said, I know you can't dance, but people at home don't know. What you need to do is look in the camera. Because if you look confident, guess what people at home think you know what to do? They think you can dance.
Your own dances with the star.
Yeah, I know you can't dance.
Yeah.
So, but that's
That's
also
very
marketing.
supportive of her.
She's amazing.
Yeah. How long you been married?
7 years.
Okay. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
I know that's not easy. Even finding the right person. Do you guys work together?
No.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I could work with. I admire the fact that you can work with your wife.
My wife's amazing.
Yeah,
Phenomenal. Okay, so we're going to rate these things in importance, okay? Marketing, sales.
10.
A 10. So marketing and sales,
Marketing,
both a
sales.
10.
Sales.
Which one's more important now? Let's pick.
Sales.
More important than marketing.
It depends
Think
what you're
about it.
trying to
Think
sell.
about it.
It depends what you're trying to sell. If you're doing online and you're trying to reach a lot of people, marketing is more important. If you're in an enterprise business like me where I'm selling one-to-one, where it's hand-to-hand combat, sales first, marketing second. In this day and age, if I was starting out, I would be doing something online. I would be leveraging an online presence, and marketing is much more critical.
But do you think your marketing, your brand, doesn't help, certainly has got to help your cyber business?
Yes.
When somebody's picking 2 or 3 companies.
100%. Because
So what if you
everybody
didn't
knows
have that Robert Herjavec kind of glow, the Shark Tank glow?
it would be harder, but we've also become smarter at using it. Meaning when the company was small, being famous with a small company, it didn't fit. Today it really works for us.
Well, now you're really famous, though.
Yeah, and the company's really big.
And now that you're on 10X, I mean, super famous.
What an amazing stage, buddy.
Right? Is this nice or what?
This is incredible.
You do a lot of speaking gigs. How many gigs like this do you do a year?
I don't do very many. I mean, you know how many Damon does. I do about 25 a year.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys appreciate him being here with us? One of the 25?
Such a great audience.
Best audience in the world. I noticed that you're wearing a 10X pin. How did you get one of those?
I went and did the virtual thing.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, honestly, I was so inspired. I went and did the virtual thing, and I said to the audience, ask me a question. And normally when I do things like this, I say to people, ask me a question, and people are like, oh, it's like, I went and did your virtual event. I said, ask me a question. The screen went, boom! Right. Like people are so
people
engaged.
Yeah.
I found it so motivating, so I said, I want a pin.
If you,
I don't want to feel left out.
Yeah, that's what he told me backstage. I don't want to feel left out. How many of you are tired of feeling left out and unseen? Okay.
Nobody wants to feel left out.
Yeah. No.
We all want something. We all have a greater purpose. Everybody in this room has a purpose. Everybody in this room wants to make more money. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm highly confident nobody in this room woke up this morning and said, I want my life to suck. People want to do better every day.
If you were down to your last $1 million, okay?
Oh, Don't put that out there, man.
Right?
Can we say if I was down to my last 100 million? No.
No, you're down to your last million, okay? I need you to Scarlett, can you help him, Scarlett? You're down to your last $1 million, okay? The game is this. You have to invest it. By the way, it's going to get removed too if you don't invest it. Okay? So the money God came to you and said, look, Robert, you're down to your last $1 million. Sorry. Okay? Your wife's going to leave you.
Well, I can't follow your analogy because my wife loves me with or without money.
Okay. Well, we don't know that to be true because you've had money the whole damn time. Okay, so.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, fair. Okay, and you have to invest this $1 million. You have to invest the $1 million, and you can only invest the $1 million in one thing.
Oh, in one lump sum.
One thing. I asked Kathy Wood this. You have to invest all of it. Okay? This is the last $1 million.
The last $1 million.
The last milli.
I would.
They're
I would invest in something that gave me
yeah.
real estate.
That's a perfect answer. Why? Why real estate? And we didn't practice this. We didn't set this up. You know, guys, Cardone Capital, I love you guys because I send you guys. But why real estate?
Because desperate people do stupid shit. And you got to take desperation out of the equation. So I believe in myself. I believe if I have nothing, I would become wealthy again.
Yeah.
But if I'm down my last $1 million, you know what I got to do? I got to build a foundation.
Yeah.
So I would take that money, I would invest in real estate, I would get an income stream, and I would forget it existed. And then I would go out and do other crazy.
Story of my life right there. God damn, that was perfect.
Is that a good answer? Well, would you do that?
That was so good because, I mean, it's just a no-brainer to me. It's the best kept secret on planet Earth. I don't know why everybody doesn't just dump there and then go build their business again.
Yes.
Okay. Last question. What is the term, and I could spend all day with you guys here. I know you guys would love to just sit down and talk to him all. We got to do it again.
I feel like you're trying to get rid of me, Grant.
No, I'm not trying to get rid of you, man. Okay?
I love this, by the way. Thank you for having me. I mean, I know you guys, like, isn't life about finding a flow, about finding energy, about associating with people who are happy
100.
and energized? Like, I'm going to leave here today on cloud 9.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And look, I can't tell you how much I just enjoy being with you. We've had a lot of people up here. Like, you know, we can get almost anybody on the stage, but you are one of my favorite people to just.
Oh, thank you, man.
Literally, when I did the Zoom meeting with you, I called Jared up and I said, we got to spend more time with this guy. I got to do more stuff with him because I want to be around people that I like. That's easy to be around.
Yes.
Because life is too hard to spend your time, you know.
Well, it drags you down.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure everybody in this room has somebody they work with who's negative. You know, the sun's shining, and what did they say? Oh my God, another sunny day. Is it ever going to rain? And if it's raining, they're like, oh, it never shines.
Yeah.
You gotta go. Like, life is way too short to get sucked into negativity.
Yeah.
And so why would you hang around other people? You know, this whole idea, oh, I started at the bottom and I came up with
Now
all
I'm
my
here.
friends. That's bullshit. Right? Like, if my friends aren't willing to invest into themselves and come on this journey with me, you don't need to be my friend.
How many people have you left behind?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I mean, I've left a lot of people behind. Not that I don't like them, and sure, I'll have a drink with them.
Yeah.
But I got to go in my life, man. Like, I owe it. My parents came to this country, gave up everything to give me a better life. And so what am I going to do? I'm going to party. I'm going to friggin' hang out. I'm not going to make something of myself. If I didn't achieve some level of success, what was the point of their sacrifice?
Come on now. What does the term 10X mean to you?
Amplify. Amplify everything around you. It's what you said earlier. Leverage the resources you have. If you have friends that are dragging you down, you're not going to amplify your life. Find friends that want to go on the journey with you, right? Like it's about amplification in life, in investments, in training, in everything. I love that term, by the way. Do you own the trademark for that?
No, I don't.
Could I take it? No, I just.
No, but you can copy it, and other people will be like, "Why's Herjavec off Cardone?"
You know why I love it? You know why I love it so much? The greatest marketing is the simplest marketing.
Yes.
I saw 10X on the sign. You don't need to tell me what it is.
Exactly.
It speaks to me. And the other reason I love your 10X, is it's personal.
Yeah.
Like 10X to me means something different than to you.
Exactly.
For me, the underlying message is purpose. Everybody in this room has a reason they work hard. And it's rarely to make a little more money. Mm-hmm. It's a better school for their kids. It's a better house. It's to take care of their parents. Greatness comes with great purpose. That's what 10X means.
Ladies and gentlemen, big hand, come on, come on.